I am here with Savon Bartley, who I've met at the Global Health Innovation Conference, who talked about his poetry that he does for global health, and it was absolutely fantastic, and I decided that I had to talk to him later, and so I'm going to just let him tell you a little bit about himself, why he does what he does, and here he goes.
Well, my name is Savon Bartley. I'm a poet out of Chicago, Illinois. What I do is I take very wordy, very heavily UN-influenced jargon that people get, and I break it up and I put it into poetry, put it into a more easily swallowed form of speech that people can understand.
So tell me, why poetry?
With poetry, you have a way to say 10 things in 3 words, to where in language, just as UN and NGO agencies, they say 10 things in 500 pages. I take your 500 pages, I put your 500 pages onto one page, and say it in a way that everybody understands what you're trying to portray.
Tell me what connects all of us through poetry, and it facilitates communication about global health.
Poetry is a form of storytelling. Storytelling is an art form that's been around for centuries, even way before people put a name like poetry onto it. Poetry is an art form that's universal. It doesn't have a boundary. It doesn't have a guideline. It's not formatted in a way for it to be so cut and dry as to where you would hear maybe a speech or maybe a conference or a keynote speaker. The ability to twist words and to create analogies and metaphors and similes. People don't always understand words. They have language barriers, but what is always understood is pictures. You take a photo of something, it's very easy to pull something away from it. Poetry is literally photography with words. You paint a picture, and people understand it because they can see what you're saying rather than hear what you're saying. It's the difference between hearing something and feeling something. And I feel as though that what's lacking in these conferences and in these documents and just in general is no one's feeling what anybody's saying anymore. It's just, we're just repeating things that we read or things that someone else tells us. And I think that we need to internalize, we need to really digest what exactly we believe about these topics that are so very important. And we need to form an opinion about it and not just repeat what some person on a podium said because we're supposed to agree with them.
Those are excellent points, and I thank you so much for that. I completely agree about there's a lack of feeling and maybe a lack of feelings because we don't really understand. We're hearing everything, but we're not truly understanding what's saying, and poetry is an art form that can help us understand it better. So thank you so much.